I've been waiting for this day for so long. I want to get my nose done again. I did it once like 4 years ago, I would say, and it's completely dissolved. It was my only time, so I've only had filler once in my life and that's it. So that's why I'm a bit nervous today. So this is my nose right now. And as you can see, I have like a hole here and a bump here. And I'm very scared of like surgery, so I'm going with filler. This is my only option. Hopefully we can get my nose to become straight. I know it's gonna look bigger, obviously, because you're adding something, you're not removing anything. The bone is gonna stay there. It's just this part is just gonna go like higher. I live in Qatar and I will tell you all about the doctor I picked. I'll insert his name here. Disclaimer, there will be needles and a little bit of blood. If this disturbs you, then skip to here. Second disclaimer, I'm not doing this video to encourage people to get filler or Botox or surgery or anything. Please do a lot of research before getting into something like that. It's not a game and it's still medical stuff. You're putting products inside your skin. So yeah, be careful. Here's one last look at my nose before I leave the house. So I got to Skin Choice. This is the name of the clinic where the doctor works. And I had to sign one paper first at the reception, and then I waited for a few minutes here. And then I was transferred to this room, and my boyfriend was there as well. What? Why am I nervous? You're not the one getting the needle in your nose. You're too chill. No. So I also had in mind to ask the doctor about my jawline because I have like a crease in both of my jawlines, as you can see here in the video. And so we decided that we could use a bit of the filler in my jaw because we weren't going to use all of it on my nose. So this is me after having a long conversation with the doctor. I'll kind of explain what he said to me in the next video, but I also had to sign a bunch of papers right before she started cleaning my face. So we decided to go with Juvederm Voluma? I hope I'm saying that right. Because he explained that the Vollift, I wanted to do the Vollift, but he said the Vollift is a bit too weak, like it might barely stay for like 6 months, whereas the volume, I don't know, it might stay like 8 months or more sometimes. It depends on your body in general, so sometimes it can stay more, sometimes less. But yeah, the volume is a bit stronger, like especially because I'm gonna do a bit in the jaw, since the whole syringe will not be like, we're not gonna use the whole syringe for my nose. So they put numbing cream on my nose and on my jawline just to numb my face. It takes like 20 to 25 minutes to kind of numb your face, but I'm not someone who's like easily pained. What? That's very true. So he's gonna do his nose too because he wants it to look like this. Give us the profile view. Whoa. I'm bored. 25 minutes later, my nose and my jaw were very numb, and I was moved to this other room where the doctor was gonna start working on me. Guys, they gave me this stress ball, but I don't think I need it. Like, I don't think it's that painful, right? Now I'm worried because they gave me this. I cannot feel my nose at all. When I did it in Lebanon, I could still feel my nose. So I think it's not painful at all. Ew, my nose looks ugly. I hope it is. So before he starts working on my nose, he cleans everything very well. And so we started with the crease because that was like the main issue for me. And it was very repetitive. Like, he just keeps putting the syringe inside for like 30 seconds, barely. And then he kind of like shapes it with his finger. Like, he puts pressure with his finger to kind of move the filler around and shape it into the shape that he wants. He was extremely gentle, and I'll talk about like the pain and stuff in the end. And when he was done with the bridge of the nose, he just did a bit on the tip. We agreed to add like a tiny bit on the tip to kind of make my nose go upwards. And then he worked on the jawline. Like overall, it took 10 minutes barely, the whole entire thing. And yeah, he made me sit straight for my jaw just to see it better. And that was it. Oh, and before I left, they applied some Fusidine cream for like the afterwards pain. I'm back home and it's like an hour or 2 hours later. Here is what I look like. I'll insert some pictures of me, of my profile. My nose is swollen still. There might be some swelling. Probably tomorrow will be worse than today. Because of like the holes that he put in your nose and stuff. And also keep in mind that there is a retouch. In 15 days he will see me again, and he still has a bit of product, so he didn't use the whole needle, and this is gonna be for the retouch in case I need to add something. If it's good in 15 days, then he won't add anything. So I'm gonna do a part 1 and part 2. So part 2, I'll show you the retouch and what he does and like the final official results. There is a huge difference already. So now in terms of pain, it was like, honestly, I couldn't feel anything. On a scale of 0 to 10, I would say like a 1. You just feel like a tiny maybe pinch when he's inserting the needle, but other than that, like nothing. I had no idea when the needle was inside. And so now you should be careful not to touch your nose or any of the areas that you're doing. So when I'm sleeping, I will not sleep on my side and try to not bump my nose into anything. Just told me to like every now and then just like push it upwards just so that the product stays up in the gap. But it depends on what you're doing, so just don't do what I'm doing. Just ask your doctor what you have to do, or you might not have to do anything. Let's talk about the price. One needle at their place is usually 2,000 riyals. I'll insert it in dollars, but they have a discount right now, and it's 1,500. And I did speak to multiple clinics, and it is around the same price in Qatar. You have to remember that this is your face. You want to go with the doctor that you trust the most and that you feel like he has the most experience. So definitely do your research and check who you're more comfortable with and try to see their work. Stay tuned for part 2, and please don't hesitate to comment down below if you have any questions about what I did. It's still very fresh, so I don't have much to say. I'll probably have a lot more to say in part 2 about the recovery and stuff. Bye.